how to provide first aid in different accidents are given below. Okay, let us learn how to provide first aid. This is very important. Let us learn how we can provide first aid to any person in different accidents. Okay, different kinds of accidents, different kind of first aid is provided. Number one, calling for help. First aid is calling for help. First of all, we should call adults or emergency service for help. Okay, the very first aid that we have to think in mind is we should call an adult or any medical service or any emergency service as fast as we can. Okay, this is first aid number one, and that is calling for help. First of all, we should call adults or emergency service for help. And number two, keep yourself safe. Keep ourselves safe. Before we do anything to help an injured person, we have to make sure to keep ourselves safe, or we might also get in an accident. Before we do anything to help an injured person, okay? First, helping that injured person, we should think of our own safety. Make sure yourself. For example, someone falls down in the manhole, okay, or in the drain. Before going to save that person, first think, if you get into the drain, will you be safe yourself? Think of that at first. Then try to save that person. Or we might also get in the accident, okay? Think someone has fallen down on a hole and you go try to save that person. Think that what if you even fell in that hole? You will also have accident, right? So first think that will I be safe if I try to save that person, and then take action. Number 3, do not move an injured person. Sometimes moving an injured person can cause more difficulties for that person. It can complicate the case. For example, someone fell down and broke his head. Before calling before an ambulance or any doctor arrives, you try to move that person. That will cause the person to dislocate his or her arm, or the person can have more injuries. Okay, so excuse me. So at first, do not try to move away the person. Try to at first observe how is the state of the injured person, and then think of moving the person. The best option is to wait for an ambulance or an adult supervision or an doctor. Do not move an injured person unless it's necessary, unless it's very necessary, unless the person is dying and the person has to be immediately moved to the hospital. Do not move that person. Wait for an emergency service or an ambulance or a doctor to arrive. Number 4, keep the person calm. Calm the person down by saying something encouraging like you're going to be okay or everything will be alright. Whenever a person meets an accident, or whenever a person gets hurt or injured, the person immediately starts to panicking. The person starts crying, the person starts shouting. So we should at first calm down the person, because panicking and crying and shouting can worsen the situation. Okay, so what we should do at first we should calm the person down by saying some encouraging words like you'll be okay, everything's going to be fine, the doctor is arriving, there's nothing serious. Okay, these are some of the encouraging words that we can say to the person. So what are the 4 ways how we can provide a first aid to a person? Number 1, call for adult supervision or doctor or the emergency service. Number 2, we should think of our own safety at first before saving the person or helping the injured or helping the person who has met an accident. Okay, first think of your own safety. Then we have do not move an injured person. Sometimes moving an injured person can complicate the case. Okay, so first think that does the person needs to be moved immediately, or the person has still some time to be observed. So we shouldn't move the person all by ourselves. We should wait for an adult or a doctor or an emergency service to arrive. Then the last, keep the person calm. Whenever an accident accident, whenever someone meets with an accident or gets injured, the person starts panicking, crying, shouting, okay? So we should calm down the person. He's panicking, crying and shouting worsens the situation. So we should calm the person down by saying there is nothing serious that has happened. You will be fine. You will be alright. The pain will go away. Just stay calm. These are the main four first aid in different accidents that are given below. These are some of the basic first aid that we can provide to a person in many different kinds of accidents. Okay.